Mr. Miller, Dwayne, as you know, I represent a large district. It's larger than 9 states by landmass. And so while today we're focusing on Lenawesco and the southwest corner with the mines and so forth of the district, I have brownfields in all of the 28 different geopolitical subdivisions that I represent, from Martinsville to Pennington Gap and Lee County, which is part of your service area. And it's from those two locations, it's about 220 miles. No matter where you are in the district, to get from one side to the other, it's about 4 hours and so many minutes, depending on exactly where you're located. So I don't want to, it's not that we're ignoring them, it's just that I couldn't focus on everybody. But I am proud to have you here talking about the work that you have done in the Lenawesco area. Could you talk more about how your organization has successfully utilized the Brownfields Grant Program in our part of Virginia? And I know in your testimony you mentioned Project Intersection, so you may want to get into that. Mike.
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Project Intersection actually is on a Brownfield site in the city of Norton in Virginia. As the chairman mentioned, I would say probably 80% of any acreage we have in the district where I work that is more than 5 to 10 acres is going to be some form of a brownfield site. If it's something that can't be developed, it's because of the slope or the mountainous terrain that's in the region where we are. Project Intersection was an abandoned mine land site, and we were able to develop those 200 acres into an industrial park just over the last 5 years, utilizing brownfield money for assessment in the early stages, and then able to turn those funds into AMLER funding through OSM.
And AMLER is Abandoned Mine Land Economic Revitalization. That's a separate program from your traditional abandoned mine land program, correct?
Correct.
All right.
And it's a wonderful program.
Yeah, thanks.
We've certainly utilized that program and secured over $30 million to develop that industrial park, and also have recruited 2 prospects that at full capacity will have 350 jobs within our region. 350 jobs may not sound like a whole lot to some of the members or members of the committee here, but 350 jobs in our region is what we like to refer to as a big lick. So we're really happy to be able to do that.
And you couldn't have done that without several programs, but particularly also Brownfields program, is that correct?
Absolutely. There's really no development we can do, whether it's in downtown districts or larger economic development projects within our region, without reaching into the brownfield pot in one form or another, whether it's in assessment or actual implementation.
All right. Can you tell us what barriers, if any, your organization has faced in receiving and making use of cleanup grants and revolving loan fund grants?
The biggest issue, and what I would like to leave with you all today in terms of that, is what can we do for redevelopment? The brownfield money is wonderful for assessment. It's also wonderful for cleanup. But in rural small areas like where we are, with an aging population and, of course, a dropping tax bases with that older demographic, is where can we find the funds for redevelopment? I mean, we struggle to find the funds just for the assessment, and what we've had to do is pull a lot of our localities together, go to EPA for a collaboration fund grant, and then use those funds, because our communities, you remember some of our towns, I'm fortunate to work for 15 towns, 1 city, and 3 counties, and we have actually the smallest town in the Commonwealth of Virginia, Duffield, which has 50 residents. Going up to our largest town of those 15, which is about 3,500. So very rural, small area. So, you know, we will get, I won't use an analogy, but we really don't have the funds in our small localities to really get past. We'll do you know, the assessment, and then we'll get into the cleanup on implementation, but there's really nothing to go that next step in redevelopment. And I'm not asking for EPA and Brownfields to fund all of that, but maybe some type of matching program where you could access some of those funds in the form of a grant for redevelopment of some of those areas. And again, not 100% by any means, but at least something that we could do. And I'd be amiss if I didn't plug too. Certainly anything we could do that would help specifically coal-reliant communities, I think would be wonderful.
I appreciate that. And you mentioned Duffield, and I'm out of time, so I'll just say that Duffield has a lot of brownfield sites, even though it only is a town of How many people did you say?
There's 50 in Duffield.
All right, I appreciate
It
it. I
went from
yield,
54 to 50 in the last census.
I yield back.